Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Savor the best of spring with great everyday prices at Whole Foods Market. Yellow low price signs help you save money without compromising quality. Like on organic chicken breast and thighs, ground beef, and more. All with no antibiotics ever. Plus, brighten your plate for less with 365 by Whole Foods Market brioche. Smoked salmon, cherry tomatoes, organic apples, and more. Shop low prices daily at Whole Foods Market in-store and online.
Hi guys, welcome to this little special edition add-on episode that I thought I would do this week. I interviewed two wonderful musicians from the band called Antagonizor. What a cracking band that name for a band is. I absolutely love it. It sums them up completely. And it was an amazingly incredible interview. It was just brilliant. But unfortunately, I was using a relatively new recording platform at that time because the other one wasn't working and I didn't record it. So it's very, very sad. Very, very sad indeed. Sarah and Zhu Wei were so good and so full of energy and so exciting. And I'm sure we've got a date planned to re-interview in a few weeks' time, and I'm hopefully when that records on the platform that I'm used to using, it will be much better. Anyway, I did say I would review their album for them, and I'm going to. This is a short episode this week because it's going to tuck in with the big long one I just did with Tony Doolan, Venom Inc. But this is their first full-length album. Okay, Edgelords from Hell. Now, it is to say that when you hear a piece of music, you get really excited. This is an understatement for this one for me. So the band had listened to or knows the Savage Master, the band I interviewed a few weeks ago, and knows the show, and reached out and said, "Hey, could you review the album?" And I get a lot, everyone. I get a lot of requests for this kind of thing, and I plugged it in, listened to it, and to say that it really blew my mind, understatement. They're only a small band, been around since 2022. They're originally all a three-piece sort of. It's hard to describe their music. It's not punk, it's not metal, it's metal punk. A bit like they say like the Motorhead, and I would say much more like Venom, exactly that route. But it's very hard to lay down exactly where they stick. But their first EP, Heavy Metal Bootlicker, is full of, anarcho-punkish energy with a metal background, tracks about school shootings and being off alcohol and drinking non-alcoholic drinks, and obviously issues with certain political parties in the US at the moment. It's just really, really good. ADHD. It's just a really very, very fast, exciting EP. It sounds like Exploited, GBH, Extreme Noise Terror, Crass. These are all very, very, very high compliments for me personally. But what I want to say is this: that you can get them all on the streaming platforms. You have to really look for them because there's another Antagonizer out there. I will put a link in the show notes for you to click on and listen to the album, so that when I do finally get to record the two ladies, you will find out why their music is so amazing, because Sarah herself was so manically brilliant. So it really made my day. And honestly, when I realized I hadn't recorded it, I felt crushed. Really, really did, for them and for me, but like, and for listeners, because it was such a full of energy. And hopefully, yeah, I said we'll bring that to us next time. They're on tour at the moment, so I will get them in a few weeks' time. My original plan was to do this and then to interview them, then take the album out as a review. But this is the way I'm going to do it. So they've also had another EP out there called Surprise Motherfuckers, which is sort of a more of a heavy metal-y kind of EP. But let's move on to Edgelords from Hell. It's jam packed with 13 tracks of just amazing goodness. It came out on the 28th of February, just gone. Now, they had lost their female drummer and were looking for a new drummer. They found him in a drum store local to them, a music store local to them, playing drums. He's now, as she likes to say, as Sarah likes to say, they kidnapped him, chucked him in the back of the van, and now he is their drum slave. And I love it. I absolutely love that. It's so funny and so 1980s black metal, punk, heavy metal energy. The way she describes him, and she will describe him on the show, was on the chat, was amazing. So hopefully we'll bring that back up. But it is just sensational. Now, both Zoot Wei on bass and Sarah on guitar, plus Michael the drum slave on drums, are superb musicians. Really superb musicians. They're the kind of musicians that when you listen to the album, you don't realize that these are youngish people, and I know that they're going to say they're not teens, but they are making music that sounds like they've been around since 1980. Sarah's guitar itself is really cultured, it's really dynamic, it's really on point for that sort of hardcore punk ethic and that sort of heavy metal goodness. I mean, they start off with In the Still of the Night. Now, In the Still of the Night, for me, it just jumps straight in. It kicks you right in the face and says, "Hey, you take notice of us. This is our tribute, our love for heavy metal before it was complicated, before it became, progged, before it became commercialized, even, in fact. This is a small underground band from Florida in the US. And honestly, this is the name. Watch this space, because you're going to be hearing more of these ladies very, very soon, because they're so talented and so full of passion. And then we get the first single, which is the one they sent me, which Obsessed by Evil. Oh my God, it's like listening to Venom. It's exactly like listening to Venom, and that's not a derogatory remark. That's not me saying, hey, it's just a copy version of Venom. It's not. It's a beautiful, beautiful homage, tribute to the love they have for that band. And it sounded like when I was 16 again. I felt 16 again listening to this track, and we chatted about it. And I don't want to give too much away, because we'll chat again in the interview coming up. But really, just wow. You can see why they released it as a single. I'll put the link to the video for the single into the show notes for this little episode. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that track alone is worth buying the album for. And then Midnight Racer comes running in, got one of the best riffs on the album, and it's so new wave of British heavy metal. It's one, actually, I found myself just humming the riff, and Zoot Wei's bass in it really thunders behind it. Like there's no space in a three-piece band, and this every bit of space is taken up with musicality here. Love Midnight Racer. It's probably my second favorite track on the album. And then we get Into the Fire, which was another single. Again, really sing along, really. It's got this sort of, if you like Savage Master, you're going to really enjoy Into the Fire, right? It's got a real underground sense of theatrics, and the show is full of theatrics. It's full of black metal energy, old school black metal energy, old school metal energy. That latter punk scene from the sort of 81 onwards. As I said, the Exploited, the UK Subs, all that kind of stuff. In America, very much bands like Black Flag and the Dead Kennedys and so on. And then we get a song that I told the ladies I felt myself singing to myself around the house, and my dear wife told me to stop singing it because it was a bit rude, and it was Smoke Grass Eat Ass, or Smoke Grass Eat Ass. Brilliant sing along, brilliant. Back in the 80s, bands, very misogynistic male bands, would write songs that were aimed at denigrating women, and making them see the masculinity of their music. Whereas this is their version, their way of doing that. And I think that's it's so fun. It's so fun. I can't stop singing the chorus. So it's wonderful. Then we move into quite a political song, Hands Off. This one really hit home to me because of having two adult daughters. It's about, keep your hands off me. I can wear what I want. If I want to wear a glittery boob tube and hot pants, then I'm going to do it. Doesn't mean you have the right to come and touch me. It doesn't have to mean the right to you can look, but don't make comment at me, because I have my right to wear what I want, and I want to be empowered by how I feel. And it's a very apt song for the time that it is out now, right? It really is apt, and it's a powerful song. It's a throwback to their more punkier roots, and that's what I love about this album. It mixes all sorts of genres. It does not hold back. It really doesn't. And then you get Invocation. Invocation is again another fun number. It just it's got one of my favourite bass lines on the album. It's also got one of my favourite vocals on the album. The opening scream on this, and the very Sabbath-esque riff that comes through, it just makes me feel young again. It really did. So much energy, so much reverence for the music they're all three of them are actually playing. It's only a minute long, right? But it also reminds me of the sort of stuff that Napalm Death were doing. That kind of visceral attack just to get you into the next track. And then we get Speed Demon Spell, which actually, when I listen to it, reminds me a lot of Warlord, the brilliant American power metal but speed metal band Warlord. And if you don't know any Warlord, please do go back and have a listen to some, because it will make you think of Warlord's first album, which is superb, because I bloody love that album. And again, I'm not saying that they're copying, by no means. You'll find out in the interview that they are very heavily influenced by what they're listening to, and this sounds like it smells like Warlord to me, and I love it. Again, reminds me of a time when me and Melvin, my friend Mad Melvin, sat down and listened to Warlord's first album, and was just, I'd never heard anything quite like it at that time. I'd never heard speed metal quite like it at that time. And so it was really something refreshing to hear something that reminds me of that moment. And again, this is what this album does for me. It's sort of every track has a wonderful walk down memory lane to moments of my youth, which make me feel happy and safe. And it's just inspirational, this whole album, just purely inspirational. Ready for the Rapture comes running in at just on almost 2 minutes, and it has a real hardcore punk energy to it. And obviously here as well, you hear in the lyric a lot more clearly Sarah's and Zootway's black energy, their satanic vibe coming through here. It's a real paceful attack. It's a real call to arms, and none of these songs are very, very long. They sit in that 2 minutes to 3 minute bracket, but in the time that they're on, they really get your blood pumping. You get your money's worth on this album. You really, really do. Now here we get the next track, which is Antichrist, and it's got a real early black metal feel, real, Immortal and Burzum, and it has that real DIY black metal ethic, and it sort of Sarah really spits out the lyric here, real aggressive energy tones that I think will be amazing to see live, and I hopefully one day we'll get a chance to do that. Just incredible. It says it in the title. It's not going to talk. It's not going to be a song about playing in the garden with flowers and Barbie dolls, is it? This is exactly right in the ballpark of that black metal, Levian, Satanistic kind of thing, right? So it really is. It's an astounding album. I keep saying it, but truly, right? What else can I say? So the next track we go on to, what we'll find out now, is really right in that new album feel. This is Thrill Junkie, my second favourite riff on the album, because it's got a real thick, dirty, underground, sticky floor dankness, cavern-esque kind of rock and roll to it. And rock and roll is a flame. It's not should be sanitized. And this album really has the birth of rock and roll in its DNA, and it's just a fantastic track about people who just love taking thrills, who love a dangerous lifestyle. It is really, you can imagine this being played on some smashed up Gibson gold top, with some really leathered musicians staggering around a stage with a bottle full of a bottle full of bourbon. It's a real rock and roll lovers rock and roll track, in my opinion. So you're going to really love that one. Really, really amazing. And then we come back to Blue Lives Don't Exist. This is a really political track, very much like Hands Off. This is a really political track, and the guitar riff in it, the descending and ascending chords are so punky. It's so punky. It's so 80s punk and so underground, and I love it. And of course, it's about a political things, which I don't really want to go into again on here, but we will talk about when we get to interview the ladies again. We'll chat about the lyric on that one. It's a really very much a American-centric political viewpoint. It's really, really, but musically, man, it just blows your mind. Go and Google that, and go look up what Blue Lives are. It will be. I think you might find yourself quite interested. I know I did when I first worked out what that was, because I didn't know what it was. And yeah, it's just a crazy, crazy song full of energy and real passion. And then they end on the title track, Edgelords from Hell. Wow, they throw everything at this. The drums going maniacal. The bass is unbelievable. Sarah's guitar is just attack. The vocals attack. And then we also have a surprise sort of person, or a surprise inclusion, if that's the right word, with Stacey Savage from Savage Master doing some of the crazy sound effects vocally, the screams and stuff. It's the combination of 12 other tracks that just, I'm so glad this is the end of the album that is on and not the beginning, because I don't think I could take that much pace at the beginning, and I think I'd be sort of drained of energy by I got to it. This is a real call to arms. This is their This is their badge of honor, their ethos. They're who they are. They're edgelords from hell. And they just want to make a raucous noise. And thank God that the world is full of ladies like this and people like this, where they can make this kind of noise and kind of energy. And it's not soapbox white. It's not bleached clean. It's not sanitized. It's not record labeled, purified. It's really well produced. It's really, really well produced. For an underground album, it's so well produced, and you won't regret 33 minutes. I believe this is 33 minutes long, this album. You won't regret it. I've played it probably about 12 times since I first heard it a week or so ago. It is really, really addictive. So do take a listen to this. Then come in a couple of weeks' time, I'll have an interview with them. But also go back and listen to Heavy Metal Bootlicker and Surprise Motherfuckers, because all their stuff is well worth listening to. And it's good to listen to their first iteration and then see how they've grown, because they've grown massively into Edgelords from Hell. So I won't, and the cover itself, I didn't talk about the cover, but the cover is amazing. I want you to look at it first, find it, then look at it and make your own mind. I think it's one of the most interestingly fun covers of a metal album in such a long time. Anyway, that's enough for me. It's just a quick one, although it's quite long still. I couldn't really contain it to any short episode, but at the end of the month, that's March, end of this month, we will have an episode out with the interview with the two girls from the band. That's Sarah, Antagonizer, and Zhu Wei. And both of them amazing characters. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please go and download it. You can buy all their stuff on Bandcamp. It's available on all streaming platforms. Do not miss it. Do not miss it live if they are coming to play in your area in America, because you will regret it. I can guarantee it. This truly is a 5 out of 5 album, all killer, no filler. It blows the mercury out of the Millsy meter past 11. And if you know the episodes, if you listen to the show before, you know what that means. Anyway, Antagonizer, go to their Bandcamp. I will put a link in the show notes below with all the other stuff I mentioned, all the other goodies. That's it for the mini episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Do go listen to the albums I said. Bye-bye for now.
Savor the best of spring with great everyday prices at Whole Foods Market. Yellow low price signs help you save money without compromising quality. Like on organic chicken breast and thighs, ground beef, and more. All with no antibiotics ever. Plus, brighten your plate for less with 365 by Whole Foods Market Brioche. Smoked salmon, cherry tomatoes, organic apples, and more. Shop low prices daily at Whole Foods Market in-store and online.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.